A group of Democrats from the Senate and House are demanding answers from Attorney General William Barr about unidentified law enforcement officers seen in Washington. The lawmakers are questioning federal response to recent protests. One of those lawmakers is Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi of Illinois. He is a subcommittee chair on the House Committee on Oversight and Reform. First of all, thank you for being here. And let's start off by just explaining why you think that this is a big deal.
Well, as you know, this is a time when we are basically asking for accountability, transparency, and oversight of our law enforcement authorities. Indeed, the unjust killing of George Floyd is in part because of a lack of that. So now to have protests over Floyd's death, where we basically have these uniformed officers who are not wearing any kind of agency indication or badge numbers, just basically looks like it's flying in the face of what we're protesting about. And it can lead to all kinds of abuse, including people impersonating themselves as law enforcement officers, as well as us or peaceful protesters not being able to hold anyone accountable if there's improper conduct by these people.
So the Attorney General actually addressed that issue, telling reporters on Thursday that special operations response teams from the Bureau of Prisons are used frequently in response to civil disturbances or natural disasters. And he also said that federal officers don't typically wear badges with their names on it. Why do you think it is so important that officers have to have this type of proper identification?
Well, at the least they should have badge numbers, even if they don't have their names, because we need to be able to know, for instance, if there's some kind of improper conduct by any individual, that person be held accountable. Without that information, it's almost impossible to do so.
So to that end, what information exactly are you requesting from the Attorney General?
Well, we are asking for different pieces of information, including what were the orders that would have led to these uniforms without the agency indicators or the names of the agencies on the uniforms, as well as the lack of the badge numbers. What were the orders that would have actually directed these officers to tell people that they are not allowed to identify where they're from? You know, a member of my office actually went down to the protest and took pictures of these people and asked of them these questions, and they refused to answer them. And then finally, we also asked, are there any private contractors among them, or are these federal employees? If they are private contractors, we need to know who they are as well.
And you've also asked Barr for answers by June 10th, less than a week from now. You also have vowed that you will continue investigating. How far are you intending to take this matter?
We're going to keep pressing. You know, right now these protests are continuing, and so it's very timely. We need to know the answers to these questions. A lot of my colleagues obviously have great interest, and our constituents and those who are in these protests obviously are alarmed that this type of situation could even arise.
Well, Congressman Krishnamoorthi, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Laura.